People on HCBS waivers should not be in institutions. Some people with disabilities get long-term services and supports, or LTSS. LTSS are services that help disabled people live our everyday lives. Some examples of LTSS are job coaches, transportations, or an in-home helper. There are lots of different kinds of LTSS providers. Providers are people or groups who give people with disabilities long-term services and supports. Some people get LTSS in institutions, other people get LTSS in their community. When people get LTSS in their community, it's called Home and Community-Based Services, or HCBS.
Medicaid is the program that pays for LTSS in institutions and for HCBS. Medicaid is a healthcare program. The government pays for Medicaid. Medicaid has an institutional bias. Institutional bias means that Medicaid will automatically pay for LTSS in institutions. That means people in institutions get LTSS right away. But Medicaid won't automatically pay for HCBS in the community. Medicaid says people need an HCBS waiver to pay for HCBS. An HCBS waiver is a document. An HCBS waiver says you can get LTSS from places besides an institution. The HCBS waiver says you want to get HCBS instead of LTSS in an institution. And it says Medicaid will pay for the HCBS. If people don't have an HCBS waiver, Medicaid won't pay for HCBS. That means people who want HCBS may have to wait a long time to get HCBS. They may have to wait for years and years.
If you have an HCBS waiver, you should not be in an institution. The HCBS rule says that if you have an HCBS waiver, you should be living in the community. The HCBS rule is a rule the government made. The rule says what kinds of LTSS are and are not HCBS. The rule says people with disabilities have rights when we get HCBS and talks about what those rights are. It also talks about what providers have to do to respect our rights. Let's talk more about those rights and how to get them.
All your providers should respect your rights, but sometimes providers don't respect your rights. It is never your fault if a provider does not respect your rights. If a provider isn't respecting your rights, you have lots of options. You can decide to talk to the provider directly. You can decide to get someone like a friend or a family member to talk to the provider for you. Or you could also decide not to tell the provider at all.
What do I do if I'm not getting the services I should? If you are not getting the services that are in your person-centered plan, you should file a grievance. A grievance is an official complaint. You can talk to your provider about your grievance. Or you can file a grievance with your state's developmental disability or DD agency. A state's DD agency is part of the state government that runs the state's Medicaid program. If you want to file a grievance against your provider, talk to your case manager first. In most cases, the case manager knows the process for filing a grievance. Your case manager can help you file that grievance. Remember, a person-centered plan is a plan for all the services you will get. A person-centered plan talks about how those services will be provided to you. If a certain service is in your person-centered plan, you should be getting that service. Talk to your case manager about the services you are not getting. Your case manager can help you file a grievance.
Filing a grievance can be hard. It can be hard to know who to talk to. It can be hard to know what to say. There are several people and groups who can help you if you have a problem with your provider. This can include helping you file a grievance. People who can help are your case manager, your state's Protection and Advocacy Organization, or P&A, your state's Developmental Disability, or DD Council, your state or local chapter of the ARC, or your state's long-term care ombuds. An ombuds, or ombudsman, is a person who looks into complaints and grievances people make.
What if I'm scared of getting in trouble for filing a grievance? You might be scared to file a grievance. That's okay. It can be scary to speak up about your rights not being respected. But you have rights when you file a grievance. You have the right to file a grievance anonymously. Anonymously means that you don't have to tell your provider that you filed a grievance.
What can I do if a provider retaliates against me for filing a grievance? If a provider retaliates against you for filing a grievance, you can file another grievance. You should file this grievance with your state. Follow the steps in our resource, State DE Agency's grievance processes. You should also contact your P&A. Your P&A can help you file a grievance with your state. Your P&A might also be able to file a grievance for you. Remember, you can always fire providers who do not respect your rights. If you get resources through an agency, you can ask the agency for a new provider. If you self-direct your resources, you can fire a provider directly. You can check our resource on the Settings Rule for more information on all of these things and more.